Hey guys, Brian here with B&B Yu-Gi-Oh! Today I'm coming at you with a deck profile of my buddy Will's Ghostricks, so here's the video.
Alright guys, here I have my Ghostrick deck. My name is Will, and I play here with Brennan a lot and Brian. I played them, they're good players, and I like playing them. Here's my Ghostrick deck. The deck consists of level 1s, 2s, and 3s. It's a very low-level deck, based around dark monsters. I like to call them an anti-meta deck. It gets around a lot of card effects just by not targeting. Like, you'll only target your own side of the field, most of them. There's very few cards in the deck that target. You also don't really have to attack your opponent's monsters. So, it gets around things like that. The level 1s being Lantern, Spectre, and Mary. There's other options in the deck to run, but I like these. Lantern negates an attack, so he's good. Whether it's a direct attack or on a Ghostrick monster. Spectre specials himself from the hand when a Ghostrick monster is destroyed, and you get to draw a card, which is useful because it keeps a Ghostrick monster on the field. And Mary, when you take damage, you can discard her to the graveyard to set any Ghostrick monster. One quick thing to explain about the deck is that the first of two effects are the same for every Ghostrick monster. First one being you can't normal summon them without having a Ghostrick monster already on the field. The second one is that once per turn they can flip themselves back into face down defense mode. So Lantern protects, Mary searches, and Spectre allows you to special and draw, which is good. Hard to get monsters out onto the field if you don't have one already on the field, so they like to set themselves first. Which I run 2 of them. She's useful. She basically has Book of Moon. Once per turn, you target an opponent's monster. She's pretty much the only card in the deck that targets your opponent's monsters. And she'll flip them face down. Doll, which just came out today, since this is the first day of Prio. Once per turn, or not once per turn, when she's flipped, during the end phase, you flip all monsters face down on the field. And then you get to search out a monster Ghostrick monster whose level is equal to or less than the number of cards flipped face down, and then special summon it face down. Very useful. Gets any Ghostrick monster in the deck, and generally, either if they attack her, leaves you with a play next turn, or on your own turn, sets up to protect all your own monsters based on whether or not you have a field spell up. So I like 2 of each. The level 3s, which are the core of the deck. 3 Mummy. Once per turn, you can gain the additional normal summon Ghostrick monster. It's basically like a Pollux for the deck, or like a Castor, except that he just has to be on the field. It's not when he's normal summoned, it's just on the field, gain an additional normal summon. It's useful for those long drawn-out games, but less effective in the instant regard, I guess. Still goes off instantly, but it's not like if you get bottom list, you get the additional normal summon. He still has to be on the field. The only downside is you have to make you have to special summon dark monsters, so you only really get the extra deck monsters for Ghostricks, but you can still make them. 3 Stein. When he inflicts battle damage, recruit a Ghostrick spell or trap out of your deck and add it to hand. He's a 1600, useful for getting over stuff. And then Janshi. If you have a Janshi in your hand at the start of the game, you're pretty solid. When it's flipped, a Janshi or a doll for that matter now, when Janshi's flipped, you can recruit a Ghostrick monster out of the deck whose level is equal to the number of face-up Ghostricks you control. So if he's by himself, if he gets attacked, flip up. If his defense is high enough to withstand the attack, which is 18, so it's good, you get a Lantern or a Mary or something. If he's not and he's going to die, you get a Spectre, and then once he dies, special the Spectre to draw a card, and then you still have a Ghostrick on the field. So, cool plays that you can do. For the Ghostricks, spell and traps are important. I like Mansion. I feel it's the best field spell of them all. all of the field spells have that neither player can attack face-down defense position monsters. If that's all a player controls, you can attack directly. Mansion also has the additional effect of if a Ghostrick, the effect damage of anything that's not a Ghostrick monster is halved. So, burn monsters or anything like that. If a monster attacks, it's halved. It kind of doubles your life points. It's pretty nice. And it also, it's part of the whole Ghostrick. I just flip you face down and then I swing over you. Parade. I'm experimenting with 2. I think I might run 1, but I'm experimenting because I like the card, but I also hate it. Same first effect. Can't attack face downs, but you attack directly instead. The other thing, the bad side, your opponent takes no damage. But if your opponent declares a direct attack, you get to recruit any Ghostrick card out of your deck. Any card. That's the plus. So you can kind of recruit, if you have a Lantern in hand and they attack, you negate, chain the Parade, get a card. And then you can kind of chain get Lanterns until they're done attacking. It's good. Swords of Consuming Light, kind of like Doll, flips everything face down. They can't flip face up while it's still on the field. Destroys itself after its second standby phase. It's good for starting pushes. When you play it, all their monsters flip face down and then you start swinging in. Book of Life opens up some plays. Book of Life special Ghostrick, or special a zombie out of the graveyard. And banish one monster in theirs. It's useful for removing stuff out of theirs and then specialing. All the level 3s are zombies, so Book of Life helps them all out. You can get a mummy back and then start playing a Stein and a Jonchi and make other stuff. It also helps when you don't have a monster on the field. You can special summon at first, and now you can normal summon a normal Ghostrick. It helps you from getting stuck. Standard Dark Hole, and then Allure of Darkness for draw power. So, now the traps. Ghostrick Scare, useful card, one of the core, it's one of the few that I actually run 3 of. Flip up any number of Ghostrick monsters on your side of the field, and flip an equal number on the opposing side. Important to note, you only target your own side of the field. So, you flip up, you target your own cards like Jonchi, stuff like that, you do not target your opponents. Useful for interrupting plays, you can interrupt them after a normal summon. And then afterwards, you start swinging on any monsters or swinging over them, as per se. Next up, to Vanish. Reveal a Ghostrick card in your hand, usually one of the hand traps that you either recruit or anything like that. Ghostrick monsters you control and face down defense position monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. They can still be run over, but that's it. It also, important note, it protects Ghostrick cards. So Mansion, or Go Rounds coming up, or the Knights coming up. It will stop you from targeting your own monsters with Scare, but if you chain Vanish and then to Scare resolves first, and you get around it.
Yeah, I'm medium though. I actually had
2 Needle Sealing. Activate when you get 4, or when there's 4 monsters on the field. Destroy all face-up monsters. It's good when people start like trying to go aggro on you. You activate it, kills the entire field, and your own monsters are protected because they're usually face down. Ghostrick, 2 Ghostrick Knight. Last but not least, 2 Ghostrick Go Rounds.
Extra deck.
3 Alucard. A Fortune Tune. A Zenmanes. Acid Golem for anything you can't get over. Leviar in case there's something banished. 3 Succubus. Don't really need the 3rd, but I want it for funsies. A Lionheart. Utopia. Roots, if there's a lot of XYZs. Slacker Magician, because she's a good stall. And 2 Dullahan.
And the side deck.
That trap, it just came out from the Knights. 2 Jack Frost when people are really getting aggressive. Skeleton for those long drawn out games. Ghoul for when I need high attack. Rivalry of the Warlords. It goes against me, but I can flip mine up and face down, up and down, so I can usually get around it. Macrocosmos. Mind Crush. Dust Tornado. And Prohibition.
Now, why do you play Ghostricks? What do you like about them?
I like that they get around a lot of stuff. I like the flipping up aspect and the interrupt and interactivity they have. Also, I like them because a lot of them are cute. I can't help it.
Now, if there is a reason, why don't you like Ghostricks?
I don't like that I have to set. I wish that that first effect was not there, that I could just normal summon them if I wanted to. It kind of bugs me, but I get around it because there's still a lot of interactivity with the deck.
Anything you want to say?
It's a fun deck to play. I really enjoy it. It takes a lot of work and knowing timings and things like that, but once you get the hang of it, it's fun.